So, hi, everybody. Hello, hello. If you guys are here, go ahead and say hi. I'd love to know how everyone's doing. And if you are in the mood for some more revenue, you are in the right place. Susanna, what's up, girl? Hello, hello. I've already been chatting this morning. I love that. Do not adjust your screen. I am not in my normal location. It's true. So buckle up, come on in. I would advise that with today's live stream, you have a journal and a pen. And because I am traveling, I do not have my angel cards with me. Joanna, what's up, girl? What's up? Though I will say it has been very nice to be in a warmer climate. I'm not going to complain about that. It's been really, really fun. All right. You feel like you're stalking me? You can stalk me. It's okay. Stalk away. I love it. All right, you guys. So when we are talking revenue, I'm going to be really, really direct with you. Alex, what's up, girl? I look relaxed. Oh, good. I'm so glad. So glad. Um, it is relaxing here, I will say. All right. So for revenue, use guys with your awesome comments. There's two things that we can do to drive more revenue. You're gonna be like, really? It's that simple? Yes. And then I'm gonna talk about the sweet spot at the end. But really, you guys, this is true for anything in life. We have control over two things: our mindset about something and the actions we're taking. Yeah. So I want you to grab your journal right now. We're like diving straight in because I don't have my angel cards. But what I'm going to say they said is get to work. It's time for more revenue. Open yourself up. Okay, that's my pretend angel card. Um, I want you to think about when it comes to your mindset. I want you to think about revenue, and if you are dealing with revenue both in your business but also with your personal income, I want you to do this for both. It's okay. For most of us that own a business, there's so many people who have passed through businesses, and there are people who are really working hard to grow their business, and then they're taking a salary from that business. Either one of those is fine. But what I want you to focus on is that you have a mindset around that. And it could be that there's a limit. It could be that there's only so much you could make. It could be that once you pass a certain threshold, you must be a bad person. I want you to be super honest. I want you to journal it right now. We are getting straight to work because I want you making more revenue, like a lot more revenue. Okay. All right. So you need to deal with your mindset. What do you really believe about revenue? What are your limits? Hey, Bonnie. So good to see you here. Oh, and you guys may notice there is a little munchkin in this room with me. She's very excited to be here, but she's a little bit under the weather. So you might hear a little sneezing, a little coughing. Yeah, I know. Our beautiful children, right? Petri dishes, petri dishes. Okay, if you guys want to share in the comments, what are you noticing about your own mindset when it comes to revenue or your ability to earn? Right? Those are one and the same. If you own a business, your ability to produce revenue is also your ability to earn, period. Now, if you are currently receiving a paycheck from another business, right? Like let's say you're a revenue driver inside of that business, but you're earning money from that business, do you have a cap on that? Do you have a mental cap on what you're able to bring into your life when it comes to money? You got to really be honest with yourself about this. You guys, these suckers are hiding in the shadows and they are running your life. I promise you, we've got to deal with them. And something I've noticed. So, I'm on a trip right now with a bunch of people, right? Like there's a lot of people that are involved in this current trip. And we've had so many interesting conversations about the conversations we don't have. Do you know what I'm talking about? We don't talk about money. We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about politics, right? Nobody talks about sex, like all these things we don't want to talk about, right? We're like, what? That magic stuff that happens in the background? What? I don't know what you mean. Meanwhile, each one of those are topics and conversations that can dramatically impact your personal safety, your life, policy that affects you, right? All these things. Like, what if we start to come at this that this doesn't have to be so scary? What if this is just a conversation we can have together here this morning and really get to what you think your cap is? Because I promise you, you think you have one. Yeah? All right. I just saw a comment come in. I'm going to grab that. What's up? Okay, what I journaled, I feel I am incapable of asking for what I deserve. Who can relate to that one? I feel like I'm incapable for asking for what I deserve, even though I do excellent work consistently. and I have a historical context that reinforces this. Yeah, hey Bree, what's up, girl? I'm so excited you're here. All right, so I'm going to read again what Bree shared. I feel like I am incapable of asking for what I deserve, even though I do excellent work consistently. And I have the historical context that reinforces this. You guys get that? You got that, right? Like, how many of you, a lot of the times we're talking about revenue, you guys, I will say to you, I want you to go back and look at how much you've earned in your lifetime. I want you to go back and really look at the amount of revenue, the amount of money you've brought into your life, either by working for someone else or for your own business. How much money have you actually brought in? For most people, you're hitting seven figures right about now. Yeah. A lot of people are like, holy crap, I'm halfway there. Or I just started my business. We're already at $250,000, right? Like just start to notice that. And I'm throwing around numbers, but I bet you've made more than you think you have. And if you actually go back even just the last 5 years, you blow your own mind. But we have this blockage, and Bree just pointed it out, which is so great, right? Is that you kind of keep walking the path, right? We've talked about this. You guys have heard me say this before. You've got to stop and look back. But the reason you have to stop and look back at how much you've already earned is because today looks a lot like yesterday, right? When you're doing your work, you're just going about your day. Today looks a lot like yesterday, and you're not noticing your gains. It takes a hot second. It takes someone else saying, oh my God, that's amazing what you just said. Or, oh, I've been watching your reels on Instagram. Or, oh my God, I get so excited every time you send an email. And by the way, I have a super surprise emails for you guys today. I'm so stoked. So it's like you want to think about all these different ways you are growing every day you don't notice. When it comes to revenue specifically, I want you to notice your cap. Yeah. And Bree, thank you so much. That was such a generous share. If anybody else has something you want to share about what you're noticing where your ceiling is, I love this. I'm sorry, that was loud, right? I love saying that. Like we're all walking along, da, 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 boom, and you hit your own ceiling. And you're like, what just happened? Right? You say no to a client, or something blows up, or suddenly an email campaign doesn't work, or you over invest in something. Yeah, you guys have all seen this happen, right? It's because you hit that ceiling. Right. And we talk about it all the time. I think it was Gay Hendricks who talked about your money thermostat, right? If you have a thermostat in your house and it's set to 75 or whatever, because I like it warm, right? If it's set to that and it goes above that, the air conditioner kicks in. If it goes below that, the heat kicks in. Yeah. It's the same with your money. So if you've got this ceiling, you've got a lever right here that you can actually pull, but you think you can't. Yeah. Okay. Alex says, I think I feel like people with money change. Money equals snobbish behavior. And so that holds me back, right? Why would you want to be a snob? Yeah, that will absolutely keep you from making money. And do you want to hear something interesting? When I was flying out here, I happened to be in first class. It was so great. It was so fun. I love that. It's, oh my God. I had like French toast with brie on it. I'm like, whose life is this? It was so good, right? And I was talking to the flight attendant like I do. I know you're stunned, right? I'm like, so what do you love about this? What do you don't like? Oh my, she goes, oh my gosh. She said, I just love working first class. And I said, why? She said, the people are so nice. Everybody's so generous. And part of that we know, right, is there's a level of comfort. Flying isn't necessarily fun anymore, right? In coach, you're like got the guy snoring on you and someone's drooling and there's a kid and your gross, disgusting spaghetti got splattered on your shirt. Right? That's not pleasant. So you're not pleasant. Yeah, you can see how that happens as a human, or you watch other people not be pleasant. You guys are always pleasant, I know, right? She loved it. And the same things happened with like Uber or Lyft drivers as we've been working around town. Is of course I start conversations again. Why do you do this? What do you love about it? Isn't it so great? All these jobs got created. What do you wish they did better? What do you wish? He said, I always get there were like 4 different drivers who said something similar like this. I always love when someone chooses priority or they choose comfort. Those are always the best customers. I was like, really? And consistently they said, yeah, they're nicer, they're more generous, and they're happier to work with me. So, Alex, to your awesome belief that people with money are always snobby, you might want to push on that a little bit. Right. And then I'm going to share this one too, Alex, because I think we have a lot of examples of, forgive me, male energy around money. Right. And I was even talking to a friend yesterday. We had a little bit of a break. We got some coffee. We sat on a bench and we were talking. And she said, power and money just corrupts people. And I said, can you name one woman who's been corrupted by power or money, like corrupted? She couldn't do it. And I don't mean that to be like, yay, men suck, women are. I don't mean it like that at all. A lot of the examples we have to look to aren't that great. And then, of course, because I'm in this mindset, right? And we all know what you're looking for, you see. So I sit down, I open my phone, and there was a meme right there. Nothing bad ever happens when women have more money. It was a me. I swear I didn't search for it. I promise it popped up on my phone. I want you to take that on, Alex, and sort of think about that. Now, there will always be an outlier, of course. There will always be a jerk. There'll always be someone who doesn't do things the way we would do them. But that's the point. They won't do it the way you would do it. Keep that in mind. Remember, money is a magnifying glass. If you're an asshat, you get to be a bigger asshat. If you are extraordinary and amazing, you're going to be a lot like some of the service industry I got to talk to this week because I really wanted to prepare for you guys and make sure I was right about this, where the people who are wonderful and generous get to be more wonderful and more generous. Yeah. So start to work on that mindset and ask yourself, but would I be a snob? Or is that what I've seen other people do? And start to take control of the narrative that's in your head about you, because that's what matters. Yeah. Okay. Zeus says a colleague at work who's a guy told me today that he sometimes listens to my podcast and that it's super useful. Oh my God, Zeus, that's amazing. That is so great. Isn't it so cool to hear that you're helping more than you think? That's why it's important we take stock once in a while and look around and go, oh my God, I'm actually killing it. Even though today looks a lot like yesterday and it doesn't feel different right now in this moment, you're making progress. So awesome, Zeus. Thank you for sharing that. And Bonnie says she could see what she's writing. Bonnie, if you want to share what you're journaling about, what's starting to pop for you as we're talking about the level of generosity you can hit if you allow more money in. And I mean that. The money is out there. It is flowing constantly. And my favorite phrase, what am I going to tell you guys? Go sit in a Starbucks. Go sit in a Starbucks and watch the amount of money that is flying all over this planet all the time. I'm near Disney right now. I mean, and I love Disney, and I'm so happy there's so many jobs. Mostly a lot of actors have health insurance, makes me very happy here in the United States, where for some reason we don't think that's a right. Anyway, so I'm watching the money fly. I'm like, there is so much money moving right now. So my question to you is, why are you not jumping into the flow of it? It's always there. It's always floating. And there's enough money in the world for every single person to have $3 million. If it were distributed that way, right? So my question to you is, where's your $3 million? I want you to think of it like that. And that's not like you're not doing it right. I don't want you to think of it like that. They're like, ooh, where is it? Whoa, your clients and customers are already on the planet. They're already here. They already exist. The money that you want, that you desire for your life, for your children, for your family, right? It's already here. It's already on the planet. Do you want it? Would you like to invite it into your life? Start to ask yourself, where is it now and how can I bring it in and welcome it so that you can be a beautiful steward of it? Because when women have money, 9 out of those $10 goes back into the community. That's pretty freaking amazing. That means you get to decide who gets to enjoy it next. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Bree said, yeah, nothing bad ever comes from women having more money. Yeah, it's just true. Every time there's more benefit for everyone. It's incredible. You guys know I love my Taylor Swift, but I mean, are you kidding? Look at what she's been doing with that money. It's extraordinary. Oh, and by the way, she still makes her own breakfast. Word on the street anyway. I haven't slept over yet. Call me anytime, Tay, whatever. All right, next up we have Alex says, thank you. And just so you know, asshat makes me laugh really hard. Good. Use asshat. It's fun. It's fun. Bonnie says, my mindset changed when I was a legal recruiter and I felt intimidated. But I felt limited when I became a healer, and now I'm changing that mindset and working with you. That's right, Bonnie. That's awesome. And that's exactly right, because we will put limits on it. But I want you to hear what I just said. We put limits on it. Those limits are not real. They're not real. We put those limits on. It's endless. And I will say that about money one more time. Your capacity to earn is infinite. There will always be more money. But what there isn't more of is time. And that leads us to your actions. So I promised you ways to make more revenue fast. You need to act. Okay. You need to act right now. This is going to be my challenge for you today. You join me for Coffee with Coach. I'm going to coach your asses. All right. I want you to act today. There has been an idea you have had. There has been something you know you need to stop doing. There's something you know you need to start doing right now. And if there's something you needed to offer somebody, there is someone you need to follow up with right now, follow up with them today. I want you to wait 15 more minutes because we got a serious amount of coffee with coach coming at you. The second we are done, I want you to call people, write people, DM people, send out that email campaign you know you've been wanting to send out, offer what you've been thinking of and see if there's interest. Say, hey, if I gave you guys this, would you be interested? Stop sitting back and waiting. You're watching the flow happen without you. Are you ready to jump in? Because there's only two ways that we change things: our mindset, which we've just worked on, or the actions you're taking. That's it. Those are the levers you have to pull. That's all. There's nothing more than that. Yeah. So those are your levers. What are you going to do with them? How are you going to pull that 3 million into your life, into your flow? You know, you have ideas. You know, you probably just had three while I said that. Yeah. Why are you not doing them? Write them down right now, right now. I don't want you to do them right now. We all have weapons of mass distraction. Don't do that to yourself. Stay with me because there's some good stuff coming. Yeah. Write it down right now. Get it out of your head onto paper and promise yourself that you will do this. There are a few things that are more important than your own promises to yourself, because the more you keep your promises to yourself, the more you believe your own word. And then when you say, I'm going to hit an extra 6 figures next month, you do. Or next year, forgive me. You will, but you have to start. Bless me. You have to start believing what you say. So I want you to write down who you're going to reach out to today, the emails you're going to send today, the follow-up calls you're going to make, the DMs you're going to send, because you have them. You know you do. So the next time you say to me, Sarah, I don't know how to make more money, I'm like, who have you not called? That should be your very first question, because you know who you haven't called. You know who you haven't followed up with. You know the email you haven't sent, and you know the product or offer that you've wanted to create that you haven't put out there. You know what it is. Am I right? Am I right or right? Right? Is that true or true? Who's telling me? All right, let's go. Taylor Swift is my idol, especially as I saw her last night. Yeah, she's pretty special. But again, talk about making a business out of anything, right? Woman tells a story about a scarf and we all hate Jake Gyllenhaal. It's amazing. All right. This action comes in the morning. You intuitively know what to do each day. That's absolutely correct. And those of you who are with me during the pandemic, when we started Coffee with Coach, what were the questions I asked you every day? Who needs me today? Who needs me today? And you write to those people immediately. And I think I've shared with you before, sometimes when that happens, you guys, I've had $75,000 texts that I've done out of that inspiration. Who needs me today? It's like, oh my God, I haven't talked to so-and-so, right? And I always joke around, Bob in accounting, right? But like you have them, you know, there's somebody who needs you at your best today. Who is that? I'm telling you. And I don't reach out to people for that reason. But 9 times out of 10, it's pretty amazing. You're thinking of them because they need you. You're thinking of them because that was a prompt for you to get off your assets and go make something happen to bring that flow in. If you guys have not read yet, The Illusion of Money, I really advise that you pick that up. It is one of the best books I've ever read. And there is a quote from that book that I read on the plane ride home after meeting Oprah. I was like, well, that just landed in my lap at the perfect time. It was also 2 days before the world shut down for the pandemic. So it was like this extraordinary confluence of events. It was just amazing. And the quote, though I can't remember it exactly at this moment, I'm not as good at memorizing as I should be. But the idea is that the flow of abundance is real, meaning the flow of money, right? In our world right now, that ease, that grace that comes with first class, right? That isn't necessarily always in coach, right? And that's not like one is good or bad, but there's a flow happening, right? So it's like jumping into that flow. It's real. It beats your heart. It grows your hair. It has the sunshine. And if you are not experiencing it, you are blocking it. You are blocking it because it's there all the time. It's just waiting for you to jump in. Yeah? Making sense? All right. So what actions are you going to take? And for some of you, it's what actions do you need to stop taking? Do you need to stop getting up after you write an email or before you write that email, right? Do you need to not go turn on Netflix? Do you need to like start using the focus feature on your phone so you stop answering every non-emergency emergency that comes your way? Do you need to stop getting up and eating in between calls or in between emails or in between campaigns, right? There's so many different things that we could probably stop doing that aren't serving us. And by the way, I'm going to sneeze again. Sorry, hold please. Nope, I lied. By the way, one of those will also be probably for most people is picking up your phone and scrolling social media. And the trick about that is that it makes you feel like you're doing something. You are not. You are giving your time and energy to those massive tech conglomerates instead of giving your time and energy to the people that you could serve and bring more revenue into your business. Yes? True or true? Do you guys see how these are fast things you can do? I wasn't kidding. These are things you can do right now, today, the second we are done with Coffee with Coach, and you will bring more revenue into your business. Like I said, I have a $75,000 texts. No joke. Right? It's not immediate, like it's over time, but I reach out to somebody and they're like, "Oh my God, I've wanted to work with you for a long time." I was like, "It's so funny because you were on my mind today." That's not why I reach out to them, but it happens. Happens often. Yeah. And other times we get to have coffee and catch up and it's wonderful. Yeah. So let yourself be open to the flow. It's out there. Oh, you've read that book, Suze? Of course you have. Why am I not surprised? That's wonderful. Tell us about me meeting Oprah. Um, So yeah, it was one of those serendipitous things. It just sort of happened. It was right before the pandemic. It was March 10th to be exact. And somebody said, "Do you guys want to go see her in Colorado?" I said, "Sure." And then someone else reached out to me and said, "I can introduce you." And I about dropped my phone. Yeah, so I got to meet her and hang out with her, and she smells amazing. And they like sprayed us down with, I forget what, one of those aerosol sprays because it was right before the pandemic, and there were whisperings of this really weird virus that was hanging out. Little did we know, 3 days later we would see no one for 4 months. Anyway, it was wonderful. Um, and totally manifested, which I will talk about at another time. Yes. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about, and this might be controversial for some of you grinders out there, some of you hustlers out there, this might feel a little bit controversial, but I absolutely mean it. I want you to have fun. Before you send that email, before you send that text, before you offer something new to your people, before you record the next video, yeah? I really want you to have fun. Can you start having fun again? Do you know how different the quality of your work is when it's infused with your own happiness? Do you guys know what I mean? Like, there's like emails you get, we get them, we all get them. They are just dripping with desperation and fear. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, "Please buy my stuff. Oh my God." And it's like, that's not what it says, but that's how you feel when you read it. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you guys all the time, your intention is felt 10 times more than the words you say. True or true? You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. So you have got to really dive in and make yourself happy. So, what does that look like for you? What do you need? What have you been denying yourself? And I'm not talking about $1,000 Bloomingdale's shopping spree, right? I am talking about, what have you been denying yourself that makes you happy? Have you stopped reading cheesy novels? Those are great, by the way. Like, what a great way to help your brain relax. How wonderful. And you're honoring someone else's work by buying the book. Sorry about the rhinoceros in my room. Right. So it's like, I want you to notice what you've robbed yourself of. And that sounds funny for me to say. But if we think about it, women are always taught to be smaller, shrink, 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 get smaller, get smaller, get smaller, right? And you shouldn't be happy. You should make other people happy. You shouldn't charge for that. You should do it for free because it helps people. Yeah? Do you guys know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want you to sort of put yourself in the moment of happiness, of joy for you. What is that for you? Is it time with loved ones? Do you need more time with people you love? My poor daughter, she's so sick. Do you need, I know, do you need to go get your nails done? Right? That's not super expensive. Do you need to put flowers on your desk? Do you need to listen to music? Do you have like the one song? Like for me, it's hot rate. Oh gosh, I'm gonna mess up his name. But the song is Tonight Tonight, right? It makes me laugh so hard. The tattoo that looks like Zach Galifianakis cracks me up. I can sometimes put that on before I have to do something hard. Like, look, writing sales pages, sometimes that's a little bit of a slog. Rewriting copy, not always easy, yeah? So put something on that makes you happy. Put something on that makes you laugh. Flip, cause an earthquake in San Francisco by playing Shake It Off. Like, do whatever the heck you need to do to make yourself happy. You need to be happy as you're producing revenue, because how much more joy do you think you're going to have in the money that comes in if you're actually happy in what you do, that you create it, right? And I know there are moments, look, we've all got to do tasky tasks. Joanna came up with that. Thank you, Joanna. We've all got to do tasky tasks. We've all got to do things that are a little bit of a slog sometimes. Yeah, that's life. Like, welcome to humanity. You got to feed your body. If you like having teeth, you got to brush your teeth. If you like your hair, you got to get it brushed and you got to wash it and do. Sometimes you don't feel like it, right? So as we're looking at actions, as we're looking at joy, as we're looking at mindset, There's a quote that I saw just recently. Oh my gosh, his name just fell out of my head. I'm so sorry. Um, is it Inky Johnson? You guys, please correct me if I have that incorrectly. So great. The football star whose arm was damaged in a single play, right? And now it hangs by his side, and he's become an inspirational speaker because he couldn't play anymore. And the quote that I saw from him recently, I think he was speaking somewhere, and it was that heroes are made on the other side of don't wanna. There's gonna be things you don't wanna do when you're creating more revenue in your business. There are. That's just life. Okay. So what we do is we infuse as much joy as we can into the don't wannas, and we go, oh my God, I'm a grown up. I got a don't wanna right here. Because let me tell you something. If you're living a life with no don't wannas, I don't know what you're doing. Might want to check on that a little bit because there's probably not a lot of growth happening, which means there's not a lot of satisfaction, which means there's not a lot of joy for you really. Yeah. So remembering that as you work through the don't wannas by infusing that moment with joy, looking down at beautifully manicured nails, having beautiful flowers on your desk, listening to music that makes you happy, sending texts to people that you love and adore, making plans, throwing a dinner party, doing the things that bring you joy, that will infuse your work with joy and that will have more people purchase from you. That's a promise. That's like a scientific fact. Do we or do we not want to be with people who make us happy? Right? Like, do you or do you not want to be next to the guide in life that fills you with joy? Yeah? You know you do. Do you or do you not buy products that make you happy? And they might make you happy because they are involved in something that matters to you. They might make you happy because the actual product makes you happy. They might make you happy because you love the founder's story, but you buy from them because they make you happy. So it's your job as a business owner, as a woman looking to bring in more money. It is your job to make sure you are pulling the lever of happiness in your own life. And that doesn't mean fake toxic positivity. I'm not talking about you're never going to be upset. That's not what I'm saying. When you know you have to get down to work and it's going to take something, cause happiness. That you can do. Not fake happiness, cause happiness. You know you can change your mood the drop of a hat with music. You put on sad music, or my daughter and I were talking earlier about the Notebook. She's like, made me cry in 2 seconds, right? Like, you can change your mood by what you're consuming in 2 seconds. You know that. So why wouldn't you choose something that makes you happy as you're creating revenue? Is this making sense? You guys, this will change your revenue game. So we're looking at like pushing up your ceiling, right? That's your mindset. We're looking at immediate actions, and I hope you have a list of actions you're going to take in approximately 3 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Don't mess with me on that. And then I want you to look at what you need to do to make yourself filled with like concrete foundational joy and happiness as you're creating. Cool. All right, awesome. Let me get to some comments here. You love a little controversy. I'm so glad. Brie, me too. What's life without that? Yep. So Brie also said, it's my intention this week is to approach each task with the energy of possibility instead of necessity. Absolutely. Look at that switch right there. Such a switch, right, Brie? So good. Bonnie says, please give your daughter extra vitamin D. Don't you love? I get so excited when we have a health practitioner on the call. Thank you. I'm on it. Yeah, I know, right? That's what happens when we're around 40 children for 5-6 days in a row. You know something's gonna go around, right? So good. Listen, you guys, as we wrap up today, I want to know what actions you're going to be taking today. I'm not kidding. Get those done. You can put them in the comments so that you know you're being held accountable. And you also know anyone watching the replay knows what you said you were going to do too, which is pretty dang impressive, right? Use peer pressure in a good way. It's a good thing. Yeah. The other thing I want to let you guys know, and I am super excited about this, is one of the number one ways you can bring in revenue in your business is email. You guys know this, right? If you are running a business, for every dollar you spend on email marketing, you can bring in 42. There is nothing on the planet in marketing that can give you a return on investment that's quite that high. Yeah. And you guys, thank you so much for the comments on my emails that I consistently get when I send out an email. People are like, it's like you were in my head. How did you know I was thinking that? I feel like I just had a conversation with you. There is an art to writing emails that sell every time you send. So to support you guys with that, and I'm dead serious about this, to support you in writing emails that sell every time you send, I am hosting a workshop for free on February 24th at 8 a.m. That's for all of you beauties in Europe, right? So that's a Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And then Monday, February 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern. I am hosting this workshop twice. And what I'm going to be doing in the workshop is I'm going to teach you guys tips that will bring in more revenue inside your email campaigns. Yeah. I'm going to show you the mistakes most people are making with their email that's blocking more revenue from coming in. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. And I'm actually going to share my screen and show you exactly how I write emails. I think that's like maybe the most generous thing I've ever done in my business. And I'm happy to do it, you guys, but it's borderline priceless for you to watch me do that. And then for each of those 2 workshops, I'm going to pick one person. So come with an email that you've recently sent. I'm going to go with one person and I'm going to pick apart lovingly, right? And help you rewrite an email you either recently sent or you were thinking of sending. So you're going to get my eyeballs on your email, your very next email that you send, and we are going to work it out so that it's amazing for you. Yeah. If you guys want to sign up for that, hold on, let me see if I can get it to send. There you go. That is the link right there. You can pick the day that works best for you. You can go sign up for free. I want to teach you guys how to do this because I want to support you in bringing in more revenue. And I'm very serious about that being my job. Yeah. My tagline is more money in the hands of more women. Why, Bree? Because nothing bad ever happens when women have more money, ever. So let's turn this world around. Yeah. I'm very serious. I'm going to start by teaching you how to send emails that sell every time you use them. Yeah. So pick the time that works best for you. And let's get you guys writing email that makes you money. Yeah. I'm all about it. Let's go. Have a beautiful February. It's been an absolute joy to be with you guys today. Go out there, kick some assets, make more money, and let's turn this world around. All right, you guys, love you to bits. Bye.